That's a very good question. What do you want people to know about you? Well, I want them to know that I'm a very kind, passionate person. I'm passionate about people and what I do for a living. I'm trying to put on great rodeos for my committees where cowboys will enter and be there and compete and leave there and go, hey, great set of horses, great set of bulls. I want to be that guy that's hungry, humble and smart and unassuming, and I want to help people get to the next level, and trying to make sure everybody knows how faith has changed my life and has taken me to the next level, and that's a huge part of my daily walk. My mom was everything. She was, she worked 3 jobs. She taught me really everything I knew about, everything I've learned about work ethic and being kind to people. We didn't know we were poor, but we were poor. We lived in government subsidized apartments. We didn't know any different. We always had hamburger helper on the stove without the hamburger. We had we always had something to wear. We never wanted for anything. I started a paper out when I was 11, and by the time I was 13, I was delivering 470 some papers in the morning, getting up at 4 in the morning. If I wanted something, I had to go work for it. I started riding bareback horses in kind of high school, and I had a family, a local family, and they had like 5 boys, and their oldest son, Monty, rode bareback horses. And so I kind of started traveling around with those guys, not rodeoing. I was just like hanging out with them. I was like the younger kid. And I'll watch those guys. And so he rode bareback horses. And so kind of got me interested. When I stopped entering rodeos, I was in my early 30s. And I figured out when I came home and I started going to work, I didn't really know anybody because I lived in this big town, but every week I'd leave and everybody I knew was either in a rodeo or at a rodeo or putting on a rodeo. So I was like, hey, maybe I can get involved in that. It's like anything else. Once you get into it, it's kind of hard to get out of it, and your passion just takes you deeper, deeper, deeper into it. And before I knew it, I was part owner in a rodeo company. Then I had my own rodeo company, and then we were off and running. When you start out in the rodeo industry and you're putting on your first rodeo, first of all, you don't know any. You might think you know something, but you don't know nothing. And the people that you have working there, you're not really sure if they're doing things good, great, or better than you would, because you don't really know what to do. And I think as you grow and your company grows and your knowledge grows and you get more experience to what you're doing, everybody around you, you step up. It's kind of like a horse when you start roping and you get a $500 horse out of the sale, and as you progress as a roper, then you move up and you step up horse, like in barrel racing or anything else. It's the same way in rodeo. You don't know what you don't know, and then once you know what you know, then you want to kind of start tweaking and fixing and get a little shinier truck and get a little bigger, this, and a little bit more buckier horses, and bulls that spin a little harder and kick a little higher, and so you just start tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and moving towards trying to be as good and great as you can get. And I think when you quit trying to do that, you might as well go hang out at the country club and play golf, because you'll probably be going backwards. To make your company good, you obviously need fuel to drive the engine, and my fuel was my commercial construction company. I couldn't have done it without it, but I also wouldn't have done any of this. You're talking about a kid that grew up in a metropolitan city that never even had a pair of boots growing up, that never, I'm the most unlikely guy in the world to end up in the rodeo business. I couldn't even spell rodeo when I was growing up. So to be in rodeo, I had a lot of great people that I met, a lot of influences, if it wasn't for Scotty Lovelace and Stay Smith, I would never got into the rodeo business. So, and we got into it as a partnership, and I learned a lot, and I grew, and I saw how they took care of their stock and how they run their businesses, and I just tried to be as good as them or as best as I could be. And I've been fortunate enough along the way to be blessed with great crews and great people. And there's so many, it would take, a whole nother segment to tell you all the people that helped me along the way. I surround myself with the best people possible because I'm not that good at anything. And if you surround yourself with great people, really good things will happen. Billy Jones has kind of come on as my ranch manager the last 10 years, and he's really helped me with his background increase our bull herd to where, I think the last couple of years we've taken more bulls than anybody else. And I think 23 won Bull of the Year. He has a great eye for bulls. I think I have a better eye for horses, so it's a good combination. Buying animals across the board is a crapshoot. So I've bought some that I thought were gonna be great that didn't work out, and they were bred to the hills and it just didn't work. But the ones that do, the surprises, the ones that you just kind of get and end up with, and they turn out to be a diamond. I think I paid $3,200 for Dirty Jacket, and because who knew? It could have been a $3,200, bust. Nobody knows. That's where the luck comes in. Everybody has a different opinion or view or eye for different animals, and everybody's looking for something different. And I could be sitting next to you at a sale, and you might like the way one bucks, and I might like the way the one after him bucks. So it's kind of personal preference and whatever what catches your eye, and certain things I look for might be different than everybody else sitting on my row. Thankfully, they'd all be bidding against me. I don't ever feel like I've made it yet, and when I do, I think I'll be done. So you're always pushing to try to get to that next level, and you're never satisfied. I've never in my life sat there and said to myself, Pete, you've made it, because that's just not me. And I'm always looking 6 months down the road or a year down the road, trying to figure out where to be, where to get, how to get there, how we're gonna do it. And when I start looking at or thinking that I'm there, yeah, I'll probably be at the retirement home.